All right, everyone. So Seth Rollins was asked about Hulk Hogan being booed, and this is what he said. I'm all for people getting what they deserve. That's how I feel about Hulk Hogan getting booed. If you are getting booed by the masses, there is a reason for it. I don't know if Hulk fully understands the scope, but people get whatever they deserve. So I'm happy to see it. I love to see it. Look, I've said this before about the Hulkster. He's the guy that got me into this industry as far as love for professional wrestling. So I'll never take that away from him. What he's done for our business, I'll never take that away from him. But I do think there's some responsibility that he needs to own up to that he hasn't yet. Maybe when he finally figures that out, might be able to move forward with our fans. So we'll see. The interesting thing about what Seth Rollins says here, number one, the fact that all of these people backstage don't like Hulk Hogan is an eye-opening thing. It's not that it's shocking. We know everything that's been public, all of that stuff. But it is shocking that, sometimes when people know an individual personally, that stuff can get kind of washed over, So, somebody personally who does something really screwed up, and it's like, well, I know him personally. But it seems like people, and I know Seth Rollins does it, but The Undertaker and others, it seems like there was a lot of stuff for a lot of years. People kind of had animosity towards Hulk Hogan over. But the one thing that's interesting is that, Hulk has had his problems now for quite some time. This wasn't a 2024, a 2025 deal. His problems have been, what has it been, over a decade where we've seen this stuff being, like, when this was all public. I'm not talking about the others, like the things in wrestling, everything outside of wrestling. And he wasn't getting booed, you know, 5 years ago. He's appeared on wrestling recently without getting booed. This was one instance of him getting booed, and I don't know if it's going to be something going forward if we'll get booed more and more now. But I, that's the thing that is weird to me is there's something new about the booing of Hulk Hogan. He was on TV after all of his scandals without seeing those boos. So what is it now that's making him get booed? And I thought the biggest thing was, I don't know who. I know they're in an agreement. They have like a marketing agreement or whatever, or advertising, I should say. But Hulk Hogan shows up in the Netflix premiere to sell his beer. I mean, that was just the worst decision you could ever make. I mean, it's a disgrace in some ways to the business. Is you have one of the all-time greats, the one who, is responsible for a lot of the success WWE has had, and you have him on the Netflix premiere of Monday Night Raw selling a beer. It's just, I don't know. I thought it was ridiculous. So, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.